There was a time in my life when it felt like I was walking through a storm that I just couldn't escape. Each day was a battle, a struggle to find even a single moment of calm, as if I were fighting for air while waves crashed down around me. The world looked different, dimmed somehow, like someone had turned down the colors, leaving everything in muted shades of gray. I wanted to feel better, to find a way out of that darkness. I kept telling myself, just push through, just ignore it, and it'll go away. But it didn't, and that's when it hit me. Maybe I needed a new way to face this. So I started asking myself questions I had never considered before. What if the way I saw myself wasn't the truth? What if those constant doubts, those "I'm not good enough" thoughts were just that, thoughts, not facts? That small shift was the beginning. It was the first step in realizing I didn't have to believe every negative thing my mind threw at me. Those doubts were just stories I'd picked up along the way, not the truth about who I am. One night, lying awake, I faced a truth I'd been avoiding. I couldn't do this alone. Maybe true strength wasn't about keeping everything inside, so I reached out. I talked to people who had faced their own storms. I shared parts of myself I'd hidden because I thought they were weaknesses. And to my surprise, each time I shared, the weight got a little lighter. I discovered that there's a power in vulnerability. Being real, letting others see where you're truly at. It's scary, yes, but also incredibly freeing. Because we don't have to pretend we have it all together. We don't have to keep a brave face on every day. And for me, that changed everything. Bit by bit, I started to focus on small moments that brought a sense of peace. Taking a deep breath when I felt overwhelmed, looking up at the sky, calling a friend. These simple things became my lifelines, my reminders that beauty still existed, even in the middle of a storm. And I realized that healing doesn't always come in one big wave. Sometimes it's like a sunrise, slow, steady, arriving in its own time. I used to believe that being okay meant being happy all the time, but I've learned that life is much more complex than that. Now, I believe that being okay is about feeling connected to others, to a purpose, and to myself. When I stopped chasing this idea of constant happiness and instead focused on what brought meaning to my days, it felt like I was finally on the right path. It's easy to forget that it's okay to struggle, to have days when things feel heavier than usual. On those days, we can be kind to ourselves. Remind ourselves that it's okay not to have everything figured out. I learned that it's okay to feel it all, to be in both light and dark, to struggle and still keep moving forward. Today, I still have difficult days, but I'm no longer afraid of them. I've come to understand that life isn't about being fixed or perfect. It's about making peace with who we are, even when things are messy. It's about embracing the journey, the highs and lows, and knowing that even on the roughest days, there's a way through. So if there's one thing I hope you take from my story, it's this: you're not alone. We're all in this together, learning, struggling, growing. And even when the storm feels endless, remember that it will pass, and you are stronger than you think. One step, one moment at a time, there's always a way forward. So, as we continue on this journey together, navigating the highs, the lows, and all the moments in between, I'd love for you to be part of this community. If this message resonated with you, or if you want a space where you can feel supported and inspired, I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's a place where we can keep learning, growing, and supporting each other through whatever life brings. Let's keep sharing this path, one step at a time, together. Thank you.